this shit till my bones collapse.
What's going on, everybody? James Owens. Back at y'all with another video. Round of applause, please. Now, I ain't got them bougie for no reason. Alright? Obviously, you can see the skin glistening. Got some chocolate action going on. Got some definition in the cheek structure. Losing a couple pounds. But the biggest reason is because I done upgraded on y'all. I got about 97, 98, subs now. I'm feeling myself a little bit. So, I've decided, let me go to Amazon, drop $20 real quick. They treat y'all to something a little better, improve my videos. So when they got a nice little light, nice little stand for my camera, my phone, and now I'm doing better for y'all. Now, if you watched my last video, you already know what this video is about. And if you didn't watch my last video, this video is about body fat. So I'm gonna help y'all understand body fat. First, what is body fat? I think in order for you to actually control your body fat, you need to understand what body fat is. So body fat is broken up into three components, all right? You have your essential body fats, you have your excess body fat, and then you have your storage body fat. So first, your essential body fats, all right? Your essential body fats are pretty much the body fat that you have on your body that your body actually needs to function. Usually it goes into reproductive function, so you can already assume that women are gonna have more essential body fat. So for men, it's usually about 3 to 5% of your body weight is essential body fat, and then for women, it's usually about 8 to 13%. Second is the storage body fat. And this body fat is usually the body fat that everyone refers to when they say, I have body fat or I'm fat. This is usually the body fat part that they are referring to, which is storage body fat. And storage body fat is literally, I don't want to say extra body fat, but it's fat that your body stores, and usually along the lining of your organs, and it's usually stored within the abdominal cavity or your abdomen, your abs. There's no really negative benefits to storage body fat, nor is there negative benefits to essential body fats. Where body fat gets negative is when it becomes excess body fat. So excess body fat is literally when you have too much body fat and it begins to lead to health complications. This could be stroke, this could be heart disease, but it's usually tied to obesity. Now, I know a lot of people think obesity is just being overweight. That's actually inaccurate. Yes, most people who are obese are overweight, but not all overweight people are obese, if you understand what I'm saying. Because pretty much your weight encompasses more than just your body fat. It's your muscle, it's your bone density. All that goes into effect when you're measuring your body weight. So if you're overweight, that doesn't necessarily mean you're obese. If you're obese, brother, you're overweight as well. But yeah, so obesity is literally a health condition when your weight literally affects your mental health state. It affects your physical capabilities, i.e. you can't get up out the bed, you can't get in your own car. If you ever seen My 600 Pound Life, there you go right there. That's obese as fuck. Alright, I love that show. I would eat a goddamn cheeseburger watching that motherfucker. I love that shit. You should watch it. It's on Hulu. It's a good show. If you feel bad about yourself for being fat, watch that shit. I promise you, you will feel better about yourself. I'm going to tell y'all some ways to aid or to combat fat. I'm going to give y'all a sneak tip. That's one of them. Watch My 600 Pound Life. That shit will have you feeling skinty as a mother. Fat can be broken down into 4 different types of fat. Specifically, you have your saturated fats, your trans fats, your polyunsaturated fats, and your monosaturated fats. And don't get all confused with the big words. All right, I'm going to give you a definition for each and break each of them, every one of them down for you so you have a clear, broad understanding. So number 1 is your saturated fat. All right, this is a really bad fat. All right, and I know you look on the back of your food, your nutrition facts, and pretty much everything has saturated fat in it. That's fine. the trick is to not have any of it. It's just you want to take everything in moderation, low dosages. Okay, so saturated fat is one of them that you actually want to watch. Saturated fats contribute to bad cholesterol, so you want to make sure you're watching how much saturated fats you're taking. It also contributes to high blood pressure and stroke, so you make sure you watch out for like the intake of saturated fats. All right, next is your monosaturated fats. This is actually a good fat that you want to pay attention to. All right, this one is actually going to help you maintain your insulin levels. It gives you a good boost of energy. So you want to take in the monosaturated fats. Not necessarily get a surplus of it, but it's not bad if you eat it. You can find monosaturated fats in like nuts and like olive oil. So if you cook with butter and stuff, just replace your butter with olive oil and you'll get your monosaturated fats. Next is your polyunsaturated fats. Again, ignore how big the word is. Just when you see it, you need to know what it does. So this is going to be your vitamins that are your omega-3s and your omega-6. Your omega-3s, that helps reduce inflammation, which is like the burning inside. If you know what inflammation is, kind of like heartburn, that feeling that you get if you eat like a slice of pizza or something, you get heartburn. That's considered inflammation. So your omega-3s helps combat inflammation, and it helps like maintain your hormone level. Your omega-6, which is the counterpart to the omega-3, it helps with brain activity and muscle function. But you want to watch out for how much omega-6 you're taking in, because omega-6 actually causes inflammation, if you get what I'm trying to say. So you got your omega-3s and you got your omega-6. This prevents inflammation and this causes inflammation, but both of them have really good benefits. So when you take them together, the inflammation pretty much balances each other out and you're getting a really good benefit from eating your unsaturated fat. And then you got your trans fat. This is probably the worst fat out of all of them. It has the same pretty much cons as your saturated fat, heart disease, stroke, all that terrible stuff. And this is literally going to be found in like all your fast food. So Burger King, McDonald's, In-N-Out, all that stuff is going to have a lot of trans fat in it. So don't completely cut it out your diet, but you just want to make sure you're watching how much of it you're actually taking in. So now that you know what fats are, I explained to you what your body fat is, different components of the body fat. Then I told you what kind of different fats that you should be taking, the good and the bad. Now let me explain to you how to combat fat. Oh, 1, don't eat shit. That's obviously the easiest way to combat it. You just don't eat it. So watch out for the trans fat, watch out for the saturated, and just watch the fat intake as a whole that you're eating. Too much of anything is bad for you. It's too much goddamn fat. If you're watching this video, you're probably eating too much goddamn fat. Another way to combat fat, high protein diet. Not necessarily you go get your mass gain, a couple protein shakes. Just make sure the majority of your meals are composed of protein. So your plate, at least half of your plate, make sure half of your plate is protein. All right, that's another way to combat fat. So the first way to combat it, don't eat it. Second way to combat it, eat protein. Third way to combat fat is aerobic exercises. Now, when I say aerobic, that's pretty much cardio based. Now, you ain't got to go on no 16-mile run. You ain't got to go hiking through the Mojave Desert. You ain't got to do none of that. You just want to make sure that your cardio is intense, and most of your workout is composed of cardio in order to burn that fat off. So a good way to burn fat with a cardio-based workout is HIIT training, HIIT, high intensity interval training. And just to put this in simple terms, really all that means is you pick maybe like 5 or 6 exercises. Let's just say you got push-ups, you got sit-ups, you got jumping jacks, you got air squats, and you got lunges. All right? You do 1 push-up, wait 15 seconds. Air squats, wait 15 seconds. Sit-ups, wait 15 seconds. Lunges, wait 15 seconds. And then jumping jacks. And then you wait 30 seconds after you do all of them, and you do that shit all over again. All right, you want to limit the break that you have in between activity. That's all high-intensity interval training is. All right, that's pretty much all I got. We went over the body fat types. We got your essential body fat, your excess body fat, and your storage body fat. We discussed the 3 different types of actual fat, which is the saturated fat, the trans fat, the monosaturated, and the polyunsaturated. I gave you a couple examples of how you can combat fat. You know, the eating a high-protein diet, aerobic exercises, not eating fat in general. There's a lot of other things that you can look up on your own. I just want to give you a few examples, something to kind of start you off, kind of get the brain going. And then I gave you examples of those aerobic exercises, that high-intensity interval training, that HIIT workout. Just make sure you... Damn, them shits was good. Just make sure you incorporate everything that you learned from this video, whatever you take away. If you barely listening, you just trying to play the video just to give yourself a peace of mind and make yourself feel like you're actually doing something about your fat ass weight. If you can take one thing home with you, reach to this goddamn phone, me giving you this damn video, put the shit in your pocket. Stop eating fat and get moving. Walk, run, crawl, sprint, lift, whatever you need to do. Get the heart rate going and start sweating. Literally the only two things you need to do. That's all the fuck I got for y'all. If y'all ain't got nothing else, I ain't got nothing else. It's James Owens, your boy, and I'm out. Peace!